Happiness Isn't Brain Surgery with Doc Snipes. This podcast was created to provide you the information and tools Doc Snipes gives her clients so that you too can start living happier. Our website, DocSnipes.com, has even more resources, videos, and handouts, and even interactive sessions with Doc Snipes to help you apply what you learn. Go to DocSnipes.com to learn more. Hey everyone, and welcome back to this series on crisis survival tips. In this video, we're going to talk about one of my favorite concepts, and it's called hardiness. Hardiness was introduced by Kobasa in 1979, I believe. And basically, hardiness is a personality or a cognitive trait that when people have it, they tend to be able to handle life situations and stressful situations better and have fewer negative health outcomes than people who don't have hardiness. So in the particular situation that we're in right now, when we need to make sure that we are staying as healthy as possible, staying as physically resilient as possible, hardiness is something we really need to take a look at again. Hardiness has been associated with improved recovery from a variety of illnesses. When I was in undergraduate, way back when, I did some work as an assistant for a professor that was doing research on hardiness in terms of recovery from cardiovascular disease and open heart surgery. And there was a lot of promising research back then in the late 80s, early 90s, that indicated that hardiness is associated with much better recovery outcomes for people who have significant health issues or undergo surgery. What is this hardiness, though, and how can we develop it? There are 3 principles of hardiness: and commitment, control, and challenge. Think of your 3 C's. The first one, commitment to those things that are going well. Hardiness, or people who are hardy, recognize that it's very rare that everything in life is going to be going well at the same time. However, they recognize also that they can have a couple of things that are going not so good and still have a bunch of stuff that's going well and remain committed to dedicating their energy to those things that are going well and not ignoring them simply to focus on what's going poorly. They are committed to continuing to devote energy and time to those things that are going well as to doing what they can to address the things that are going poorly. So that commitment, that willingness to notice what is going well as what's not going so well, and recognize that you can have both at the same time. Control is the next part, and control is very simple. It means noticing what is within and outside of your control, and we talked about this in the last video. Noticing those things that you can and cannot control, and using your energy to focus on what is within your control. In the case of people who are recovering from open heart surgery, they have certain things that are in their control. The speed at which their tissues heal, that's not in their control. Whether they do their physical therapy exercises, whether they take their medication, whether they eat a good diet, all those things are within their control. People who have a hardy outlook or who have hardiness recognize what is within their control and use their energy to do those things and not dwell on the things that they have no control over. And the third part of hardiness is challenge. Seeing problems, seeing whatever is going on that is not as ideal as it could be, as challenges and opportunities. For example, when the president was talking this past weekend, he was talking about how shaking hands is really kind of an unhealthy behavior anyway, because people have lots of germs on their hands, and then you shake hands and you're passing germs and stuff. And he's like, especially since the flu happens every single year, if we got out of the habit of shaking hands and got more into doing fist bumps or something, we might actually slow the spread of some of these viruses that happen every year. So there's an opportunity there. We can view some of this as challenges to develop new skills. A lot of people are going from working in an office to working online, which is a little bit of a change. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but it could eventually become an opportunity that allows them to, with the new skills they develop, to work from home and to have more flexibility. And we also have the opportunity to focus on our energy on what is important and away from dwelling on what is not. And we can view this as a challenge. If you're one of those people who tends to regularly find yourself dwelling on the negative or dwelling on the things that are stressing you out, you can make it a personal challenge to turn your mind when you notice that you are dwelling on things outside of your control. You can see it as a challenge to train yourself to turn your mind and focus on those things that are going well in your life and those things that are within your control. So to just kind of tie it up in a bow, hardiness is a cognitive characteristic or a personality characteristic that is characterized by having commitment to those things that are going well and remembering that we can have things going well as things going not so well at the same time. In acceptance and commitment therapy, he calls it living in the and, whatever you want to call it. In hardiness, we call it commitment. Control means focusing on doing those things that are within your control and not wasting a lot of energy dwelling on the things that are outside of your control. And challenge means seeing whatever's going on as a challenge and an opportunity instead of a problem or an obstacle. The ability to launch DocSnipes.com and the Happiness Podcast is in large part due to the sponsorship from our sister site, allceus.com, providing continuing education and pre-certification training to addiction and mental health counselors around the globe since 2006. If you are a mental health counselor or addictions counselor needing CEUs, or if you want to become an addictions counselor, peer specialist, recovery residence administrator, or certified recovery coach, please visit allceus.com. Unlimited CEUs starting at $59 and specialty certificate tracks starting at $89. Go to allceus.com to learn more.